Hey guys, I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to be quiet because Mr. Sensor thinks he is sleeping and I don't want him to know we might talk about him. In case you haven't figured it out, it's like the middle of the night. There's Toby. He comes with me everywhere. He also wakes me up. It's not uncommon for me to come downstairs in the middle of the night, have some delicious coffee, and I go right back to sleep. My sensor thinky husband thinks that I'm weird and strange, and I hear about people having like insomnia and stuff, and I'm like, just sleep when you want to sleep and wake when you want to wake. Okay, there's this wonderful invention, it's called naps. You can take a power nap and boom, you're back. So anyway, I was thinking about, I want to do a video soon about more on relationships, because being married to a sensor thinker, being an INFJ, it has its challenges. And so I find little workarounds, and then I share that with you. But right now, I'm just sitting here, I was thinking about friendship. I feel like I've always been a good friend to my friends. And I've probably, in the past, I probably have given more than I've received. But recently, I just made a decision. And in my life, when I make decisions, it's like I just send that out and it happens. So I just kind of made a decision that the people that I had in my life, I was not going to try to change them anymore. And so it kind of had its natural parting of ways, because I really didn't really belong with them anyway. And then as soon as I let them go, stopped trying to change them, wasn't really trying to change them because something was wrong with them. I was trying to change them because I knew they weren't coming where I was going to go. But as soon as I let them go, I got 2 additional friends that I cherish very much, and they happen to be, don't be jealous, they happen to be INFJ. So now that brings me up to, and that one, not 2, but 3 INFJ friends who happen to be female. It's not that I wouldn't take a male, it's that I can't find any. Yeah, I would love that. I see them online. I'll go on a forum and there'll be one, and he's like, it's really hard to be a man, and because my traits aren't traditionally masculine, and like, of course other men don't trust that. I can imagine. I'm married to a sensor thinky. They just, they don't respect it necessarily. They're like, how do you provide, right? Because I don't provide like my husband provides. I'm creative, think outside the box kind of person. I have a story for you, by the way, about that, how I can like manifest and create in these different ways that are non-linear, not streamlined. And this is classic us. So the more I allowed that in my life as I became an adult, the more I pushed that, the more successful I became in that regard. So I have a realtor story to tell you about that. But back to the friendship thing. So here's some of the qualities that I think make me a good friend. And then I'll get to the present, but let me go back in the past. I always knew, because of my intuition, that's our N, Mine is high. I remember my percentage. I'm like 75%. So I really heavily use that and trust that, which makes me annoying to most people because I just say I know stuff. Well, I know who my friends are going to be before I'm actually friends with them. Even in my 20s. I remember somebody my husband's friend was dating. I just knew she was going to be my new best friend, and I had only known her, like I just met her. Now that I'm a lot older, I can see what I was doing back then is reading the future energy of us girls together. It was still there, even though we hadn't created it yet, so to speak. If you follow that, of course you can follow that. You're an INFJ. So it's how that experience is for me is, here I am. Now we ended up both getting the same waitress job. I think I got her the job. She didn't really belong there. And I would do all her side work so she could go home. And I just knew. And it was funny for me to watch her not know. And then, as the years went on, of course, we were best friends, and that ran its course. It's not even necessarily part of the story. She was not my type, literally or figuratively. So I outgrew her. But now, fast forward into the present, I am still doing it. My friend Jill from the videos, and hey Jill, she's listening. I knew she was going to be my friend since age 27, and when I bumped into her after our reunion, I don't even think I told her this story. I just knew, and then I saw her on Facebook like 9 years ago, and I just knew she was in my sphere, and I knew that I would be close to her, but I was always pulled back because, the fear and stuff. Like, my intuition knew, but there's always, and it's a personal thing. It is an INFJ thing, but it's also a Beth thing, that I'm afraid of rejection. And then I have an adoption thing in the past too that kind of colored some of the rejection stuff. But so I always knew, just tried to keep her in my circle as close as I could, which was still in my own comfort. She always made me feel welcome. She never seemed like she judged me for sending her little personal messages. She would make a post, and I wanted to talk in the post, but I didn't want to talk in front of all of our high school friends, so I would instant message her, and she never made me feel like I couldn't. She's the person I know very well now. So I have her, and I'm going to tell you at the end all my favorite things about these INFJ girls. And then I have one that I have coffee with every month, and she's from my past. So we had our formative high school years together, and we didn't know anything about types back then. We didn't know we were a rare type. We just knew we were drawn together, and we clicked and we worked. And now that I look back, there's just this trust there, because as introverts, we didn't hide from each other, and I just love that. I love that we had that. And now there's also this meant to be quality with this person, because when I didn't see her for, at least a decade, and maybe 15 years in between, I would dream about her. And this is my metaphysical part of me that comes in, that's like, would like to share that stuff with you, because as an intuitive type and a feeling type, you are going to get the stuff that I have already learned as my passion, and maybe this can help you. And I just think, how do I say this without sounding like a jerk? I feel like we're just advanced. We're just not like there's a better or not. We're just a little bit ahead They call us visionary, so it's not like this is a new thing. But I think we're just a little bit ahead of the rest of the people, the sensor thinker types. I've talked about this here and there in my videos. But we need the sensor thinker types, okay? They keep everything grounded. They're the producers. You can't just have a bunch of INFJs running around the world. You can't. I say that with great love and pride too, by the way. So, my friends, yeah. So there's that longtime friend. I see her every month. And then there's I have a new one that I made just because I was online, and she knew, like I'm telling you, I knew I was going to be friends with other people. She knew she was going to be friends with me. Because of the videos, she got to know me. And I do this too with other people. Don't you feel like you know people when they really come through in a video? You're like, you get their essence. So she recognized me. She knew me in that way. And sure enough, we are friends. It's been like, gosh, I don't know. Jody, how long has it been? So, but we have other things in common outside of being an INFJ, and that's what we focus on, we talk about, and because we're interested, that expands. And then Jill and I do this as well. She kind of wants to run around the world and improve it, and so do I. That's what she does in her channel called An Average Jill, and she's out in like the nature and hiking arena. And I come to you from indoors with my coffee. But I will go outside with her because I've learned the sun energy is very good for me, especially in the winter. But that's another topic. We're talking about friends today. So here's why INFJ, I just haven't found a male yet, but I bet it would be the same for him. Here's why my 3 INFJ friends are like the people I cherish the most. We're introverts, so that automatically means that they're going to understand that I need to be alone, and I'm going to understand the same. Before I knew about types, I would explain to people, listen, I'm going to write you emails all the time, but I don't care when you get to them. I really don't. I love emails because you don't bother me. I don't bother you. I hate a ringing phone. Not going to answer it. I have an extrovert friend, and she wanted to do like this, like every day. Ba 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 ba. Like, no. We have to find you, someone like you, so we can just be cool. And she did. She found another her. She found another extrovert. And then we continued, our thing, which is kind of on my terms, which is whenever I can, deal with you. That's another topic, too, I like to talk about. But, so anyway, that's the I. This is why I love my INFJ friends. That's the I. We leave each other alone. Intuition. We're reading each other's minds when we're not talking. I love it. I just love it. It's like we're talking when we're not talking. I know, and they know. They're like, oh, I knew you were busy. I never told them I was busy. They just, I'm getting it now. They have already understood my patterns, and they've mathematically calculated how much they're going to talk to me. How available I'm going to be, and where I am when I'm not, and if I'm in a mood, or my friend Jill and I, it's like we're having the same mood, so it's very funny, but it keeps happening, so I think it's a thing now. And I don't know, it's great. So that's intuition. We read each other's minds. It's great. Feeling. That means we all care. All three of us. Well, 4 of us. Now these girls don't know each other. Well, 2 of them are aware of each other. They both went to high school with me. But we all care about things outside of ourselves. That's the feeling part. And I love that part. I don't think I could have the connection with them unless they had that feeling part. Because it comes from your heart. See, I keep touching my heart. It's a way of being. I could talk about that in a separate way as well, but that's like more of a spiritual thing. So that's the feeling. That's the I care about things outside of myself and beyond this, beyond my ego. And then the J. Now, I did have an INFP and we were close, but there was always something in the way. Some of it's her. Both myself and at least one of my INFJ girlfriends have tested as a P when we were younger, which I find very interesting. So the only thing I notice from knowing this type of personality, the P versus the J, and I don't know if this is accurate for everyone. I'm not saying that. Just in this particular instance, what I noticed was like an evolution to the INFP really was stuck in needing other people to change so she could feel better. That speaks for me when I used to test like that as a younger person. That speaks for the person that is the INFP presently, that I'm no longer friends with. And then to how I am now. The difference was I did not need the outside to change. I did not think everything was supposed to be a particular way. I just roll with everything. I trust everything and everything works out. And this has to do with about kind of like my studies about you creating your own reality, because then that leaves just you responsible. And that's actually the most powerful position. But I could not convince my INFP friend of that. And as a result, we're not friends anymore because I just couldn't take her with me. And the negativity and the kind of like dragging me down stuff was too much for me. So that is why my INFJ friends are my best friends that I really love and think and talk about most, because I didn't have to play the stupid game of let's get to know each other and what if it all goes wrong, so let's go, let's do A, B, C, and D like a sensor think he would, because that's how he is. Like, he'll like sit there and be like, well, let's wait. Beth thinks this is great. Let's wait to watch this blow up in her face. But that's not how it is for me. It's not when I let it be, Like, you just decide you're going to like someone, and then let's just pretend we've been friends for 10 years, right? And then also I notice in my involvement, time is taking a completely different turn. Time is, it's not about like actual time. It's more about what's relevant. Relevancy is the difference now. As far as like spiritual growth is kind of a common theme that I would continue to discuss. Yeah, so that's that. So we went from me not wanting to talk to me talking in the middle of the night without makeup on. And this is a legitimate shirt. I just want to point that out. You could buy it at Walmart. It's not like a negligee or anything. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it. I feel guilty for, of course, an INFJ, right? We love to make ourselves feel guilty. I felt guilty for not talking in front of you, but I wanted to make sure I could stay authentic. And sometimes on my other videos, when I'm talking, I close my eyes. I'm not even aware if I did it here. I probably did. But I would close my eyes for a long period of time. And I'm like, feel like I'm more letting it come through me than thinking about what I'm saying. So the dark thing was a little more comfortable for me. Also the spontaneity of just like, hey, let's do this now. Because the middle of the night, hey, who cares? All right, so I guess that's it. I'm sure you appreciate me doing this. I know you do. And then we'll talk about some other things. All right? So thank you. Let's have a good night. Finish my coffee. Say good night to Toby. Night, Toby. Bye.